Morning everybody. Morning everybody. Just take the time to come on up to the front and put your knives down. Come on up to the front and we'll discuss what we're going to do today. Okay? As you know, this is a practical class, lab class. Today we're going to do a short loin of beef. Okay? Now, this is very similar. The structure of the meat and the bones and the positioning where it is on the animal, very similar to what we had done 2 weeks ago with the lamb and 4 weeks ago with the pork. So it's very similar. You've seen the structure and the makeup of the short rib on a lamb and a pork. Now we're going to do it in a bigger piece of meat. Okay? Today we're also going to learn about the primal cut, which is a large piece of meat, a subprimal cut, which is a piece taken from the large bit, the primal cut, and then a fabricated cut, which is then a retail cut or cut that you would get from in a restaurant or along those lines. Okay? Very similar, as I say, what we had done 2 and 4 weeks ago. Okay? Remember? Exactly the same. That's right. Just we're working on a larger piece of meat. Okay? Excuse me. Alright. I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I also have, and we'll go through this slightly along the way. And what I want you to do first of all, because talk is a little bit boring, right? So what I want you to do, your chefs, I want you to use your senses. Okay? Think that you're going out for dinner. You get to the car park and it is a grill restaurant. It could be Montana, it could be the Keg, it could be anything like that. And what's the first thing you smell coming out of your car? You smell it? It's the grill. They're grilling some type of meat on there. That's what they're doing. So you get to the front door, you ask for your table, they bring you to your table, you're walking down, and you can really smell this. What's on the grill? What is it? It could be steak, it could be chicken, who knows. Then when you walk into the table, you look over to that table over there, that looks good. Oh, that really looks good. And then you see the New York strip loin, the New York steak right over there. That, man, that's what I want. You can actually taste it already. The juices are flowing. So what you see right there on that plate is our end product, what we're going to do today. So from the big piece of meat, the primal cut, take the strip loin off. So it's a whole another piece of meat, a subparticle. We will cut it, and then we will get the retail cut. All right? So that's what we do today. Now, with the short loin, we will have a little bit of history on the short loin. They believe that the first, America's first fine dining restaurant, Domenico's, way back in 1837, they used that particular short loin, and the first cut off it was a porterhouse steak. And they believe this is where the New York cut came from. There's other associations where they say the strip loin, they cut Manhattans in New York. That New York cut from the strip loin is where they got the New York, the strip from Domenico's. Okay? So, just to recap, what we're doing today, don't be intimidated. We've done it before, and we'll go through the step by step again, okay? So, that's what we have today. So, again, a little bit of a Domenico, and I'll go through what the subprimal cut is, all right? So, the primal cut is the major cuts of beef, or cuts of meat from the beef. Now there's many different cuts. We're going to concentrate on the green one, which is the upper middle at the back, right back there. That they say that's the workhorse. But 8% of all the meat that we get off a cow comes from there, and they're the most desired pieces of meat that the retail industry love. Okay, the choice cuts, the porterhouse, sirloin steak, T-bone, wing steak, tenderloin, the fillet steak, filet mignons, and also with sauté where we get the beef stroganoff as well. Okay, so from the primal we go to the sub-primal. As I said, we have the strip loin, that's a whole piece, and then it comes, we trim it up, so that's a sub-primal, and then the fabricated, we cut them, and that's what we get there, the New York strip. Okay? Any questions? Yes, Jesse. That's right. So one of the fabricated cuts from there is a porterhouse. Anybody else know any? I just said about 6 there. T-bone, correct? Jessica, again? That's right, New York. Sam, fillet steak, good man. Noel, T-bone, perfect. They're all my favorites. And we also have the sauté, which is the strips, and the mignon as well. Okay, so well done. Now, since I don't have a piece of meat, I'm going to just refer you to, I put a video in there, otherwise I would bone it out and show them how to do it. That's just basically what we've done. Okay, so pretend we're absolutely boning. Okay, and then as again, the before and after. So this is a YouTube picture, a YouTube video by Chef Conrad from Humber College. He's put this out on the YouTube. We're using it as a training exercise while I don't have the piece of meat in front of me. Okay. So just a quick recap from what we had seen on the video. Anybody can tell me from the whole beast where the short loin comes from? Elisa. From the back. Okay, whereabouts the back? The back here by the left? No? Okay, that's right, the green bit. Well done. Okay. Now, just another little question here. Name the subprimal cuts of beef where the New York steak is associated with. Okay? We just talked about this. I've shown you in the video. It comes from that longer piece of meat. We take it off the bone. We got a longer piece of meat. We trimmed it up. What's that called? Beef strip loin, that's right. Well done. Good man. Okay? And the choices were sirloin, strip loin, or... Now, just another one, okay? And I want you to identify the pictures, okay? Which one is a New York steak? All right? Is it A, B, or C? Yep, B is the fillet, okay? That's the fillet, the round one. C, the porterhouse. You're close. That's right. It leaves us with A, the New York strip. So, yeah. Yep, okay. Personally, I like the anything on the bone. I think the meat is a lot tastier on the bone. I like T-bone porterhouse myself, but the New York strip. Okay, this leads right into the next question, right? Why it's so juicy? Because you see the cap on the top of the beef there, the strip loin. You got the nice white marbling. That's the fat. So as you grill that melts. And also inside the red meat we have the white pieces. That's also fat. So by the time that meat heats up, it melts, and you're sealing in the juices. So that juice, that fat has nowhere to go, and it stays in there. And depending on how you cook it, rare, medium, maybe even medium well, you still get a nice juicy steak. Well done, all the juice is gone out of it. It's a little bit drier than. Okay, so again, number one, fat cap. Okay, number two is the color of the meat, always nice and red. Should have that beautiful red color. Okay, and number 3, the cap fat is proportional to the steak. We don't want a big thick piece of fat on the steak. It's just your customer is not going to chew that, okay? And they'll complain. So you have it proportional. Nice skim off the top. You have to leave enough on there to make sure that is nice and juicy as well. And the other one is equally important. The white meat, the white specks within the meat, the marbling, very important. Okay, you have to make sure that the meat has that. If it doesn't, you don't have enough marbling, you're going to get a drier steak. Excuse me. Okay, so Carlos, give me one of the 4 points I just spoke about here. What do you think is important? Fat cap? Yep, they're all important. Fat cap, sure, let's start at the top. Nolan, marbling, you're right. You seal it in, seal that fat in. Isaac, give me something from you. The color of the meat, right on. Nice, beautiful color. That indicates it was a healthy beast, high quality grade of meat. Okay, and also another way to tell is we had seen the blue strip going up the strip loin. That is a grade stamp. So Health Canada comes in, they grade the beast after it's been slaughtered and boned, and they have this it's like a tape measure sort of idea on a stick with prongs sticking out, and they put it in ink and they just run it right up the whole, from the leg all the way up to the forward end of the beast, and that marks it the grade of the animal. Okay, yeah, different colors will indicate different types of grade of the meat. Okay, there's a good 4 grades. Okay, and what you get in the retail, you'll either get A1 or AAA. AA is good. Single A, still an A cut, and it drops down to the next level. Okay, not as great for maybe grilling, but you might be able to use it for stewing or something like that. And the worst, okay, they may use it for, although it's for human, it has to be deemed for human consumption, they may use it for feeding animals. Okay, so just because you feed an animal, you still have to make sure it's classified as for human consumption. Okay, so maybe a zoo might get some of this stuff to feed the lions or the tigers or what have you not, or something of that nature. Okay, one of the very big important things that we always have to do is use the correct tool for the correct job. Okay, handle your knife safely. Make sure to sanitize before and after the use. Okay, hand washing. We're dealing with raw meat, cross-contamination. Okay, so what you need to do is what? It's the first thing we do when we walk into class. That's right. Sink. Wash our hands. First thing. We don't know what you pick up. We're going to deal with food. Let's make sure our hygiene, personal hygiene, is up to a standard. Okay? Our cutting boards, they've been washed, sanitized, dried, air dried before we use. Okay? And again, after use, same process. All right? That is standard throughout industry. Food safety is paramount. Do not mess around with food safety. Also the meat, when we're dealing with it, we keep it in the fridge till the last minute. We'll work on it, put it in the fridge. But I will say one thing. If you're going to grill a steak, sometimes you take it out of the fridge, you let it acclimatize a little bit to your surrounding area, the almost a room temperature. Not quite room temperature, but let it acclimatize before you bang it onto the grill. You know, it's like you jumping into a swimming pool. Shock factor. Ah! Right. That's what you get. Ah! But that's the same with the meat. Everything just goes whoosh, tightens up. So if it's sort of like on the beach, you're jumping in the pool and you're nice and relaxed. I'm not saying it should be room temperature. Just take it out of the fridge 5 minutes before you're ready to cook it. Takes that initial chill off it, and you're ready to use. Okay? Just cut for a second. Just cut for a second. Okay, so that's really about it for our lesson today. Everybody, thank you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Ciao.